Option 3 allows you to get to the underlying theme or style of a series of artworks as well, and comment on them, as well as create artwork in that style. Artists curate. What does curate mean? Curator, as you can see, is from the Latin curare, which means to take care. Curators work in museums and private collections. They're responsible to care and interpret various pieces of art. You might have an exhibit that is curated based upon a certain artist or a certain theme in the arts or a certain time. For example, there might be overlapping styles at the same time in the history of art. And so the curator might choose to show everything that was going on during a certain time period. They might also show, go back to the major themes in art, how, for example, the sacred in art, how God has been shown in artwork, say during the 18th century or something like that. It's zooming in on a particular theme. So in this option, you will get to organize artworks of your selection, of your choosing, and then create artwork in that theme. Okay, let's go on here. You will study an art category. Perhaps you already have a favorite, or just through this class you've seen things that you really like and want to explore a little bit more. You can read and look at images, identify a selection of works for your VoiceThread rave, and then create a new piece of art in your chosen art historical style. Okay, the first part of this, here's some questions to ask yourself. What are some historical and contemporary examples? The contemporary means people who are living and working right now. It's not just a bunch of old dead guys. Who are some important artists or artworks? Who has really dealt with, if you're going to study a theme, maybe you study art and nature, who has really just knocked it out of the ballpark as far as showing us nature through their artwork? Okay, what images or artists do you like? What's your preferences here? A curator definitely puts their own personality stamp on the exhibits that they put together. And what are the best or most interesting examples? I've only asked that you come up with 10 for your VoiceThread rave. It was a lot more to begin with, but then I decided that would be too much work. But now I'm thinking, to come up with just 10 very good examples, you're really going to have to be selective. And finally, can you find examples from different cultures? Not everything has to be Western or European art, okay? If you include some from, maybe more primitive cultures, or even Asian, or, Eastern, the Middle East, that would be great, okay? You don't have to, but can you find them? If you can, you might want to include them just for, a little bit different flavor. Okay, here's the first part. Use your VoiceThread to create a gallery of at least 10 different works by a variety of artists. Each work should have a different slide. And in the comments for each slide, you want to include, at the very least, the name of the artist and the date of the piece. Okay, a lot of your images will probably come from online. You can look to Google Art, any of these, even Google Images or art related sites with a lot of images. Flickr is always good, okay? But they could also come from books or other sources. You upload a picture of your very own. Maybe you have a painting hanging in your house that you would like to include. Take a picture and pull it in. Okay, but you must include current working artists. There are modern day surrealists and impressionists and cubists, so that will not be too difficult. So you're understanding the style, period, and movement. They're kind of the same, but a little bit different. Okay, style relates to how your art looks and how it's made. For example, you could explore impressionist style. Okay, elements and principles are a good thing to study, as well as the medium that is used, as well as the process. Okay, are they prints? Okay, how does each work, for example, use contrast? You could do something like that. Subject choice and artistic goals are ways that art can be grouped. You could do a whole voice thread on, how dogs are portrayed, okay? Something like that. That would be really interesting. How have dogs been portrayed through art history? You could find 1,000,001 examples, but I think it's going to be the hard part is to, boil it down to the 10 most interesting. And just, so artists from the same time period or movement, time and place, they often work in a similar style. Kind of expand your horizons. The more work you put into this, the more you're going to learn. But the trick is to identify what connects all of them. Let's look at some of these images here. Okay, if you had to guess, who do you think made this image? If you said Picasso, you're correct. This is an artist we did not study. His name is Marcel Duchamp. This is called Nude Descending a Staircase. If it's broken down to geometric shapes and created from multiple viewpoints, it's called cubism. So you could, curate an exhibit of cubist art. How about these ones? It looks like a comic strip. Oh, you should know who this is by now. Who created this? If it borrows from pop culture, it's probably what? Pop art. Okay, how about these images? Oh, look, you can see her hearts there. Do you see the double image here? If it looks like a dream or if it was done by a crazy person, it's probably surrealism. You could curate an exhibit of surrealist art. How about these? What characteristics do you see that all of these artworks have in common? If you have bright colors, dappling sunlight, and very active brush strokes, you're probably dealing with Impressionism. So again, you're going to pick one style or movement and upload at least 10 images to VoiceThread. A second part of the assignment is just like your other VoiceThreads is to provide me with the link to your VoiceThread. And once you complete that, I want you to create a piece of art done in that style. So it's kind of like a two-pronged assignment here. Alrighty, good luck with this, curators. Thank you. Bye.